Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Sever7, and today we're checking out the Cranes Cutlery exclusive Pena X Series Raptor. And that's, of course, with the ultimate goal of seeing if it's worth adding to your collection or your daily carry rotation. Now, this knife did come directly from Cranes Cutlery. I don't get to keep it, it's going to go right back to them after my review. And this was designed by Enrique Pena, and it was OEM'd by Riyadh Knives. Now, jumping into it, we have this beautiful plain titanium with these really vivid blue accents. I think it's a great combination. It adds a little pop. And then we've got this faux bolster, which I really enjoy. I think that's a nice, simple, elegant way to add some class to the knife without doing too much. Now on the back, we've got the same faux bolster, and I think it's nice that it goes through the lock bar. The same blue accents for the hardware, and then we have this beautiful zircotie, medium carry, milled pocket clip, and it just looks beautiful. I am such a sucker for zircotie. And for anyone that doesn't know, zircotie is the combination of zirconium and titanium, and they anodize at different temperatures. So what you're seeing, like this pattern, is where the heat and the zircotie are heating differently, and that's what gives us like those grays, those blues, those whites. Just looks really, really clean. Very handsome knife. All right, let's talk about the ergonomics. So pretty simple. Nothing crazy going on here, no crazy contouring or anything like that. Pretty neutral handle. We do thicken up as we get towards the back here, and that's nice, just for grip. I wear large size gloves. I can get a full 4-finger grip. I can hammer fist it if I need to. As far as hotspots go, here's the trade-off. Some knives have like all the finger grooves and stuff like that you could possibly want, and it looks like it's a very sculpted handle, and your hand can melt into it, and it feels amazing. The problem is that when you have such a specific handle, it doesn't work for everybody. A handle like this though is nice, neutral. All the edges are softened. There's no pokey bits, right? Everything's nice and smooth. And so it's not going to be the most hand melting ergonomics, but it's going to be generally comfortable for everybody. And I can say that this knife is very comfortable. No hot spots, no pain points. Even if I really, really squeeze down on it, I can feel the clip, but I mean the clip's fine, right? Even this has been like knocked down. So even though it looks like it's a little point, it's not pokey. So ergonomics are green across the board. Talking about this blade a little bit, we have this beautiful hand satin finish. We have a kind of understated but still aggressive Wharncliffe. We've got a micro poon right here, right in this area. And then we've got a very handsome swedge that really completes the look. One thing I like about Pena is that he's able to cram a tremendous amount of personality into knives without doing too much, right? Like if you just glance at the knife, you might not think a whole lot of it, but if you really like get a hold of it and pay attention to it. So I've got this weird shadow. If you actually pay attention to the details, like there's a lot going on here. We are rocking CPM 3V. That's going to be most known for its toughness above other attributes. And my only complaint I would say is I wish that the Pena X series was billboarded and the CPM 3V was billboarded a little more subtly. Like maybe use this space right here to put your, Pena X series, or you know, maybe instead of utilizing this space up here, utilize this space down here for the CPM 3V. I just think we could have had more thoughtful billboarding. Now, I could say that about a lot of knives, not just this one. But that's really the only gripe I'm going to have. This is a hollow ground. Yeah, that's got to be hollow. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a nice high hollow grind. So it's going to be good for slicing. It's still going to be good for poking and stabbing. As you can see, we still have some robustness going to the tip. But also, I mean, it's CPM 3V. So, I mean, it's a tough steel, you know, regardless. And I think with the geometry they've given you, it's going to be a good all-around performer, right? Even though it's tough, I wouldn't hard use it on anything, but I think it's going to be a good daily performer. I mean, it's tackled the boxes and packages that I've thrown at it, and I haven't had any issues. Let's talk a little bit about the action. So we have a front/top flipper. You can front flip it from up here pretty easily. You can top flip it. Oh. You can side finger it. And there it is. And you can give it the good old reach around. That's what she said. So the action, as far as just feel, it feels good, really snappy. Something tells me this knife isn't fully broken in, and I just feel like, because it was a little stiff when I first got it, but I just feel like this thing's going to be super, super smooth. It's been a blast to fidget with. There we go. The acoustics on the way out are great. The acoustics on the way down are a little lackluster. And it does not pass the, what I'm going to call the 369 test, which is where the handle's pointing at 3 o'clock, blade's at 6 o'clock, and you rotate the bottom of the handle from 3 to 9. And while you do that, you want your blade to be automatically closing, right? So I would start like this, and I'm going to rotate the knife, and as I'm rotating it, I want this blade to start falling, and then at about 8 or 9 o'clock, I want it to close. That's how you know you have perfect action. And most knives don't come like that, although some do, but many knives can be tuned to do that. And I feel like a little lube on the bearings and maybe slightly reduced lock bar tension, and I think we'd be there. But yeah, the action on this thing's fantastic. React quality, I mean, you already know. Oh, and this jimping, albeit small and probably meant mostly for the front flipper, it's functional. Like, I can lock in. Like, I'm in. I'm pushing. I'm, you know, getting white under the fingernail, and I'm pushing, and I'm not moving. So even though they don't give you a long ramp of jimping, the jimping that you do have access to will absolutely lock you in place. All right, so let's talk about some measurements. This guy is coming in at an overall length of 7.5 inches, a blade length of 3.25 inches, and we have a blade to handle ratio of 0.76. Anything above 0.7 is acceptable, but the closer you get to 0.8, the more you start to get that 50-50 Shirogorov look, where it looks like there's just as much blade as there is handle. So we're not quite there, but you know, 0.76 is still fantastic. Like, this knife doesn't look goofy, it doesn't look out of balance or anything like that. Like, it looks really good. And then we're coming in at a 3.8 ounce weight, and that's with the Zircotai adding a little extra heft to it, but it doesn't feel like a heavy knife. Now, let's do some size comparisons. First, we're going to go up against the third best Civivi ever made, the milled aluminum Civivi Brazen. And it's third next to the Visions. And we're also going to bust out the real steel sylph. And it looks like we're coming in maybe an inch and a quarter shorter than the brazen. And it looks like we're coming in pretty spot on with the real steel sylph. And last but not least, my favorite budget knife of the year so far, the Migron Gotov. And it looks like we're beating the Gotov by about a whole inch. So definitely not a massive knife, but definitely a full-size knife. Now, how much does this bad boy go for? Well, like the other Cranes Cutlery exclusive, it comes in at a very refreshing $377. If you didn't watch the other video, you might be wondering why I'm saying refreshing. Well, there's a few reasons, right? So $377 is a lot of money, right? No doubt, that's a lot of money. But if we look at its realistic competition, think of like Jack Wolf knives. Jack Wolf knives are $350, and they give you 0 zerkatei, right? You can look at, say, the Vero Lux, which I want to say comes in at like $415, also with 0 zerkatei. Zerkatei adds about, I mean, depending on how much is zerkatei, but with this pocket clip and this backspacer, I'm going to say on average that would run you between $75 and $100 to add a zerkatei kit to a knife, 75 to 100. So let's say they're adding 75 for the zerkatei. That means what you're paying for the knife is actually about $300-ish, which this is a steal for $300-ish because it's Riot made, excellent execution, excellent fit and finish, excellent blade steel. I mean, it just hits all the marks. Like, this is a fantastic knife. But then to charge you, $30 more than a Jack Wolf, or $25 less than a Vero, and still cram the zerkatei onto it, that's an incredible value for what you're getting. So yeah, $377 that's a fantastic price. They still have, I think, maybe 1 or 2 available. It's not an affiliate link, but I'll link them down below. But yeah, this knife is absolutely recommendable. Pena really knocked this one out of the park. I'm a big fan of most of his X series. Really like the Moolah. But yeah, I mean, at $377, like, the math makes sense. So yeah, definitely recommend this. Now, I'll tell you, for me, this would be a very light user for me. I would use it for precision cuts, but I wouldn't break down boxes for 6 hours, right? Like, this thing is slicey and can be used for everything. But for me, because of the zerkatei, because it's an exclusive, because I don't want to ruin the hand satin, this would be a knife that I would carry, but do my letter opening with, or, cut open the tape off of a box. I would use it for that, and then just clean the blade up. But then I would have a harder use knife, like, for instance, my Civivi Brazen, that would do any work I didn't want this to have to do. So while I am giving it special treatment, this would still be considered a daily carry for me, because I would carry it quite a bit. Yeah, just a big fan of this knife, guys. Now let me ask you, is this a collection piece? Is this a everyday carry? Or did this knife just completely miss the mark for you? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to hear your answers. And other than that, if you enjoyed the video or found the content useful, hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. And until the next time, guys, peace.